think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but he's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Mayweather was definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas
and Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford.
Joe Rogan recently gave his take on a fantasy matchup between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He called Mayweather one of the greatest ever and reminded fans how dominant he was at his peak. Rogan noted that people often forget the tough competition Mayweather faced and how much he accomplished against top-level opponents. Comparing him with Crawford, he admitted it would be a very tough fight, but stressed that Mayweather's defensive skills and high ring IQ would make him extremely hard to beat even for a fighter as skilled as Crawford.
Floyd was in his prime. That would have been fucking incredible to see which style's superior. Because Floyd would move towards you like this, he would just get right up on you. It would just show you how good Floyd really is. Because the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats.
Analysts recognize Floyd Mayweather as a Hall of Famer whose achievements stand nearly unmatched, while also praising Terence Crawford as today's top pound-for-pound fighter. Both men share a win over Canelo Alvarez, though in very different ways. Experts note that comparing them is difficult, since each ruled the sport with a unique style and set of strengths. Picking a clear winner between Mayweather and Crawford seems almost impossible, as both represent the very peak of boxing greatness.
In my opinion, 10 rounds to 2. If you want to be, generous, 9 rounds to 3. But he clearly won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Clearly. And Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford. And he stated on numerous occasions that, guess what? Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he believed it. He put his money where his mouth is. And it held to be true, period. So, again, and I hate to do this and I hate to keep saying this, right? But people try their best to try to pit Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather, right? Who's better? Who beat Canelo Alvarez better? Who did it better? So on and so forth, right? The fact remains is this. They both outclassed him. They both won in dominant fashion. And styles make fights, right? And the style that Terence Crawford presents, the style Floyd Mayweather presents, now they do it different, is too much for Canelo Alvarez, period. Point blank and period.
Bob Arum recently weighed in on the fantasy fight between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, saying he believes Crawford would win even if it happened during Mayweather's prime. Arum explained that Crawford's mix of speed adaptability and ring IQ makes him stand out in today's boxing scene. He stressed that Crawford's talent for adjusting to any opponent would give him the advantage even against a defensive master like Mayweather.
Fans, prime for prime. Who wins the fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique.
Trainer Greg Hackett explained why Canelo Alvarez admitted that Terence Crawford's win over him means more than Floyd Mayweather's. He said that when Mayweather fought Canelo, the Mexican star was still young and not fully experienced at the top level. By the time Crawford beat him, Canelo was a complete and seasoned world champion. For that reason, Hackett said Canelo sees Crawford's victory as more significant since it came against a stronger and more mature version of himself.
And then Floyd Mayweather Jr. What's your thoughts on his statement, and do you agree with the sentiment?
Him saying that, I can't say he's capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We not gonna ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not gonna see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying. I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this.
Commentators Simon Jordan Adam Smith and Duke McKenzie looked back at the build-up to Floyd Mayweather's fight with Canelo Alvarez. At that point, Canelo was unbeaten, noticeably bigger in size and weight, and many thought the 36-year-old Mayweather was taking on too much. Some predicted Canelo's youth and power could finally hand Mayweather his first loss. But once the fight began, Mayweather put on a defensive masterclass, shutting down Canelo's offense and silencing the critics with a dominant win.
He'd do that. Could he cope with the power of Canelo Alvarez, who's adapted now and had to adjust in his career? He now throws single shots, and that's why it was the calculated gamble. Well, it wasn't really a gamble because me and Simon called it from the beginning.
Right.
That we go, Mayweather ticks every department. You go, the only thing that people are hedging their bets on is that Canelo's the bigger guy, but he wasn't really anyway.
Nah.
You can see because Crawford come down from 185 anyway. You can see the physicality's in there. He was all the size of Canelo.
As Edward said long before this fight, I just think styles make fights. And Canelo's style, this style of Canelo, was suited for Crawford. He can't throw combinations anymore. There's no more head movement from Canelo. Yeah. He tries to walk people down and hit you all over the body and all over the head if he can, but he can't put his combination. He can't sustain the combinations. And what really impressed me about Crawford was the fact that it was a question of like he didn't want to trade off early with Canelo. He traded late with Canelo because he couldn't take his power early. So in the early rounds, he was just pity-patting and just tapping him, kept spinning him, kept turning him and driving him mad. And then in the later rounds, as Canelo started to fade, from round 7, round 8, as the pace got a little bit slower, then Crawford's confidence, he was confident enough within himself to stand and trade with him. And even when he got on his side, he was hitting him with like 3s and 4s, hard shots. Constant shots. He just kept spinning him, kept turning him, and Canelo didn't really know where he was. And another great thing about Crawford, stayed southpaw throughout the whole fight. And Canelo admitted after that he couldn't handle a southpaw.
Couldn't work it out.
Couldn't work it out whatsoever.
Adam, we had Paulie Malignaggi on the show the other day with myself and Jim, and I want you to have a listen to what he'd say and see what you think of it.
I think Canelo has been for a while a diminishing fight.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion who fought both Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, shared a perspective few can offer. From his own experience, he explained that Mayweather's style separated him from Canelo in every way. He highlighted Floyd's perfect timing, sharp ability to read opponents, and complete control of the ring. Even against bigger, stronger fighters, Mayweather used his intelligence and adaptability to shut down threats with precision. While Mosley respected Canelo's power and skill, he said the Mexican star could not match Floyd's command of pace and strategy. Having faced both men, Mosley concluded that Mayweather was on a higher level, proving himself the more complete and dominant fighter.
He's the man.
Absolutely. You fought both Canelo and Mayweather. I was surprised to hear Canelo say that straight after the fight. I mean, credit to him, he's been really humble in defeat. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather, but who did you think was better out of Canelo and Mayweather?
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas Canelo had more power and placed the shots probably better. No, he didn't place the shots better. He was just younger and places the shots really good. Like Canelo was really good at 21 years old. Like I was impressed. I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him.
Another view highlights the generational shift in boxing greatness. Floyd Mayweather is respected as one of the best ever, but some believe that if he fought Terence Crawford today, Crawford would win. The argument comes down to timing. Mayweather already ruled his era and secured his legacy, while Crawford now stands as the dominant fighter of this generation. Like all legends, each has their time, and in today's boxing world, Crawford is seen as the one carrying that crown.
Up at a yacht is the end. It's the opposite of what everybody tells you about fighting. The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up.
He does.
The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline.
But through that balling night, I don't think he was doing drugs or drinking.
Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking jeans on, he would jog home. I mean, the dude was always training.
Trainer Abel Sanchez praised Terence Crawford's place in the sport, calling him a true superstar. He said Crawford's success is not only about his unbeaten record, but also the quality of opponents he has faced and the dominant way he has beaten them. Sanchez added that Crawford's worldwide recognition is well-earned and that he has firmly established himself as one of the best fighters in modern boxing.
Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, stated with confidence that after Crawford's latest win, there should be no doubt about who rules the boxing world today. He called Crawford the greatest fighter of this era, pointing to his technical skill dominance in multiple weight classes and ability to handle every challenge. For Bomac, Crawford has already shown enough to be recognized as the clear face of his generation.
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this training before, so.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he can do whatever he want to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Rob Arosta reacted to Terence Crawford's latest showing by admitting he will never doubt him again. He said Crawford always proves critics wrong no matter who he faces. Every time people expect him to struggle, Crawford delivers a masterclass instead. Aosta's comments echo the wider view in boxing that Crawford has earned full respect as a consistently dominant and unstoppable force in the sport.
I stood on it, and I'm not going to change what I said in the past or anything. I didn't think he could pull it off. He did, and not only did he pull it off, he did it. He's phenomenal. Like, he did it. He did everything right. Like, it's like he fought a perfect fight. He banged with him when he needed to. He boxed him when he needed to. He established the jab. He kept the southpaw. He kept him frustrated. I got nothing, bro. I tell you what, I would never go against that man again. I ain't doing that shit. That shit was crazy. But I do want to give a credit to those that deserve it. Like, Terence deserved full credit for his abilities, for his IQ, Bomac for his coaching, and Bomac told him to stay southpaw. He wanted to come out orthodox. Bomac told him to stay southpaw because of what Canelo was weak at.
Terence Crawford shared his view on a fantasy fight with Floyd Mayweather, saying that if they met in Mayweather's prime, he would win. His comments showed the confidence and competitive drive that have fueled his career. While fans still debate who would come out on top, Crawford's belief in himself reflects how strongly he sees his place in boxing history.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Andre Ward, former champion and close friend of Terence Crawford, offered advice shaped by his own experience at the top of boxing. Instead of pushing Crawford toward more fights or fantasy matchups, Ward suggested now could be the ideal time for him to step away. He said Crawford has already secured his place among the all-time greats by moving up weight classes, beating elite opponents, and delivering memorable performances. Ward stressed that retiring while still on top would protect his legacy, noting that many fighters stay too long chasing money or trying to prove more and end up hurting their record. He made it clear he does not want that for Crawford, believing the best way to honor his career is to leave the sport respected and untarnished.
I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight, and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without
it's
a question.
The perfect send-off.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more. See you next time.